As an AI award winner, he's leading the AI revolution. He's fascinated by the possibilities and transformative impact of AI, digital transformation, and cloud in businesses. His passion lies in nurturing innovation, building businesses, fostering entrepreneurship, and driving customer success. Khushwant Singh, former State Information Commissioner of Punjab, is a renowned author who uniquely combines top administrative experience with creativity. Currently, he is serving as the CEO of Intelliflix Studios, pioneering the world's first AI movie, and is the co-founder of the Punjab Lit Foundation, promoting a knowledge-based narrative in Punjab. In December 2023, Mr. Singh undertook a 100-kilometer walk from Chandigarh to Khatkar Kalan to stand against drugs in Punjab. Mr. Kunal Nandwani is a tech entrepreneur, co-founder and CEO of UTrade. He is also an author, podcaster on philosophy of AI and an angel investor. Previously, he has worked at Lehman Brothers, Nomura and BNP Paribas in London. Mr. Samir Sharma is the founder of UEngage, a breakthrough enterprise technology startup providing online ordering solutions to restaurants, cloud kitchens, grocery stores, and meat and fish sellers. His debut startup, Trideal, was acquired by Paytm-owned Little App in 2015. Today, he owns two bootstrap startups, UEngage and Shoutlo. UEngage is emerged as a transformative force in the food tech landscape. Over to the speakers.
Thank you everyone. So I hope we're getting more and more people coming back after lunch. So good afternoon everyone. So the session, like she explained, is about artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence irrepressible. To be specific, right? So before we get started with our distinguished panelists, right? So just to have a quick sense, right, about the audience. I know very less people have come back, but jitne bhi hain. How many of have used ChatGPT? Okay, great. How many have used anything apart from ChatGPT for AI? Okay, great. And how many of us really believe that it's a short-term buzz and gonna, just go away like some of the recent age technology? Okay, go on. Interesting. So I just want to have a perspective. Okay, so I think the intro has been done, well, ma'am. Kunal, I think I'm going to start with you, right? Kunal has published 3 books so far. This is a very recent book. Is actually about AI, right? And before actually, I think I asked you a question. So about the 3 gentlemen here, right? So I think it's a very interesting choice of panel. So Kunal is a practitioner and author on AI on one side. Mr. Khushwant Singh recently released the trailer of the very first AI-produced movie, right? And Ankit we have here is a young entrepreneur, right? Who helps a lot of brands and corporations to have the AI transformation in their companies, right? Yeah. So, Kunal, you have been a deep thinker about a lot of things. We interact a lot. So that's why I was curious to understand more that, from your perspective, so what are the origins of AI for everyone's understanding?
Thanks. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope, while it's a little dark, but I hope everyone is awake and nobody is snoring or sleeping. We'll get to know. So, before we talk about artificial intelligence and its origins, may I request everyone to just think, even if you don't raise your hand and answer, do you understand what is intelligence? Can you just think for a minute in your head? Where does intelligence come from? Because as humans, we take everything for granted in our day-to-day lives. We don't question much. We are too busy in the morning trading options on Zerodha, in the evening making teams on Dream11, and in between running through Instagram reels and all. We really don't get into the thought process, the in-depth thinking. What is intelligence? Where did it come from? I'll just take 30 seconds or 1 minute on this and then get to AI. firstly, if you go back into the evolution since the Big Bang, whatever the first cell was created on the planet, there was some first cell under sea which then multiplied. The cell had the intelligence to multiply. Then the multiple cells were formed together, which eventually after millions or hundreds of millions of years led to the fish, which led to amphibian, that's something that came on the land, that led to mammals to eventually in some shape or form the monkeys, the apes, our forefathers, which led to, due to some intelligence of coordination, some ability to think, plan, collaborate, do certain things, humans end up becoming the most important species on this planet, right? So the intelligence has evolved from the first cell. Even a sunflower like this, if there is sunlight that side, it bends. This is also intelligence. It is called phototropy. So there is intelligence of different kinds. For when we talk about intelligence, we think about how well a person can speak, how convincing he or she can sound, how are their analytical abilities, but there are many other kinds of intelligences, emotional intelligence. There are lots of levels of intelligences that we can think about. Now, how do we think about intelligence? Where is it in me? Is it in my hand? Is it in my brain? Is it in my body? Is it in my mind? Where is it? So basically, we have an 80 billion neural network in our mind, in our brain. That is where all the intelligence is. And intelligence includes your feelings, your emotions, your knowledge, your wisdom, your memories, your ability to recall things, connect the dots, etc. All that is coded in your 80 billion neural network. And this thought, 1960s, there was a professor with the name Jeffrey Hinton, who till recently used to work for Google. He said that the way to understand the human mind or brain or create is to create alternate intelligence mimicking the human mind. So they created a set of hardware which had 80 billion nodes, but they did not have ample data. They did not have ample things to train it, to see how it will look like. This is in 60s and it was not a very popular idea. Fast forward the clock, one thing that has happened in the last 30 years, thanks to all of us, we've got internet, we've got faster connectivity, we've got faster compute, better compute on mobile, on computer servers, etc. The hardware and software have come together to connect all of us. And in the name of doing commerce, all of us have put everything we know on internet. Last 30 years, since 90s till now, you can find anything. How to run a community, how to write a book, how to build a business, how to start a startup, how to manufacture something. Everything is on internet today. All the 99% or so collective human intelligence is on internet. Now this infamous company called OpenAI in 2015 put together 80 billion plus nodes meaning just hardware devices, connected them and taught them, gave them the full internet to learn. In form of videos, audios, text, websites, brochures, research papers, software codes, everything. And that led to the evolution in 2022, 30th November I believe, when ChatGPT was released to us. When the AI actually started mimicking human-like responses. This is the birth of AI and that's when everything got serious. Before that, they were just hype for years to decades. There will be AI, there will be machine learning. But since then, now we have a tool which acts, reacts, speaks, and answers everything to relevance and gives you everything a smartest human on the planet can give. This is the evolution of AI, and I said this to someone in one of the discussions that maybe the role of evolution was that humans come to this point 30 years ago where we become the data feeding midwives so the AI could evolve. So AI has been born by all the data put collectively today by all of us in the last 30 years. So that's how AI has come. This is the origin of AI, if I may say that.
Thank you. This is very insightful. Moving on to Mr. Kushwant Singh. So, sir, first of all, congrats for the trailer and the premiere of your movie, right? And we all are waiting once the movie is complete and out there on movie theaters or OTT channels, right? So, first of all, sir, what inspired you to go through this round. If you can help us, go through that journey.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. So I'm not a techie. It's very, very by chance that I'm in this field. It's got to do with whiskey. That I plunged myself into something which really wasn't my domain or forte. My cousin, Gurdeep Pal, who's my co-founder in IntelliFlix, he just finished his tenure as corporate vice president Microsoft Incubations. In fact, ChatGPT is largely his team's work because it's largely a Microsoft funded project. So he was telling me Microsoft couldn't take ownership because it was hallucinating at that time, and so that was the reason. So both of us were sitting, and one of my novels, Maharaja in Denims, it had been optioned by Puneet Monga to make a movie. And he says, "What's happened to that?" And I said, "Well, the option is getting free and the movie's not being made." So he says, "Don't renew it if anyone asks you. Because the way I'm seeing, we will be able to make a full movie using AI in the next 2 years." He says, "Let's try it." And next 15-20 days we formed the company IntelliFlix, and we set up a team, and then we attempted a trailer, and so he's mentoring the team. And that's how I am in AI. That's my journey with AI. So, in fact, I met a gentleman who mentors startups for funding and all. He says, "आप छोड़ दो इसको." मैंने कहा क्यों? He says, "ना आप फिल्म मेकर हो, ना आप टेकी हो, तो this will not work." So I said, "But now we are into this." So that's my journey. But it's been very interesting because I've deep dived into it now, and I'm understanding, and what I'm seeing is absolutely there's a film industry is in for a disruption, I can tell you.
Thank you. So, Akit, moving on to you. You run an IT services company, and your core offering is now about AI transformation, right? How do you see businesses taking it up, and what do you think how business is going to evolve using AI?
Yeah, sure. So good afternoon, everybody. And, I think as Kunal mentioned, we have already witnessed the capabilities of AI and especially Gen AI in the last couple of years. And now the businesses have also understood we cannot be away from the AI capabilities, either it is any business or any industry. So we try to provide I would say the value to the businesses in 2-3 ways. So first is the operational efficiency for any business. So AI is using to automate the repetitive tasks for any business or for any industry, and it helping businesses to reduce whole lot of operational cost. Plus, it is also helping in increasing the efficiency of your processes, which directly helps to the customer success end of the day. So you take any business, any industry. If I talk about retail, for example, so we can do the pricing strategies using AI. AI can help in supply chain optimization. AI can help in customer service, better customer service. If we talk about defense sector, AI is helping for threat detection. AI is also helping for planning missions for the critical defense departments. If we talk about healthcare sector, AI is also already helping in diagnostic, patient monitoring use cases. In manufacturing, AI is helping for quality control. And even if we talk about, let's say, BFSI sector or finance or banking sector, AI is helping in fraud detection, risk awareness, underwriting kind of use cases. So another thing is data-driven decision making. Obviously, data-driven decision making is not new; it's already here for the years. But now this is not limited to just to the numerical data. After generative AI, now we are able to process large amount of any unstructured data, either it is a text or videos or even audio data as well. So I think AI has changed the dynamics of all the businesses, how we can optimize the use cases, how we can increase the efficiency in different operational activities. So this is how we are helping businesses. And on the other hand, like it also opens new avenues for business in terms of innovation. It helps in terms of having unique value propositions for their customer, and also in terms of I would say competitive advantage. So this is how we are driving the innovation and AI for multiple businesses. So we are working for different industries.
Great. I do have a follow-up question, but I'll come to that. So I'll quickly move on to Kunal once again. Right? Kunal, how do you envision humans evolving in coming decades while AI is also going to evolve, and mostly seems like it's going to be pretty mainstream in our lives?
So I think AI will become more and more part of our lives, visibly and invisibly. When I say invisibly means that just think about, you don't think about electricity coming to this place, you just see the light, right? But there is some electricity behind connectivity, etc. So AI will be powering every single thing that we do in our lives, whether it's interacting with an online platform, offline business, retail. Everyone would be using AI behind, trying to convince us to do certain things for them. So we'll become more manipulatable in some sense. Okay, we already are. I mean, look at 2016 US elections. Russia could manipulate them using a firm called Cambridge Analytica on Facebook. And this was in a documentary where you were captured. Think about 4th of June, 3rd of June, all the polls were saying something. 4th June was completely different, or fairly different, right? I'm not talking either ways, but we are very manipulatable. More and more attention we give to any device, any outside source. Imagine AI can do it way more intelligently than a bunch of reporters who could, like media could. So AI will be in our face in everything that we see, one. Second, I think intelligence is becoming democratized with this AI. So as an example, if today you need to go to a consultant and say, help me put a strategy for my business, let's say McKinsey, they will charge you like $1,000 an hour or $10,000, I don't know, depends. Goldman Sachs, you ask them for an investment banking deal, they'll charge you X amount. You go to an artist, they'll charge you X amount for putting a painting out for you. So all the intelligence that humans can come up with will now come to you, is today available to you at $20 a month through ChatGPT. And this is growing, getting smarter exponentially, not incrementally. We're very bad at imagining exponential. Exponential means if today it's able to do 100 things, next year it won't be 110. Next year it might be 1500. The year after it might be 25,000. Right? So the exponential curve is, if I told you in 90s that there would be 5 billion phones in 30 years. Any of you, most of you hopefully were around in 90s. If I told you there would be 5 billion mobile phones, you might not have accepted or seen that, right? But if I tell you in 5 years, 5 to 10 years, there will be billions of robots around you with human intelligence. With human alike, better, more suited to you. Why does everyone in the room, I hope most of you are on some social media, why do most of you like your social media feed? How many of you disagree with your social media feed? Nobody. Because it shows you what you believe in. You believe in one party, you believe in one politics, you believe in one cricket team, you believe in one side of argument. It shows you more and more of that, and that reinforces your beliefs, and it becomes easier. It's harder for anyone to talk to their spouse than to their Facebook, right? Than to interact with their Facebook, right? The spouse may have a different idea. Imagine AI now coming into robots and around you. In my view, next 10 years, you will have AI-driven cars. Human evolution would mean you would have an AI-based Ramu Kaka at home who will do everything for you, from cleaning to this to that. And human society would have to evolve. A lot of jobs are gonna go. Universal basic income has to come in, and humans have to find a way to stay relevant. Today they are not. So there are a bunch of things that will evolve in the next few years with AI is coming in, AI into robots, into drones, into so many other interfacing, converging technologies. AI would come into your brain. You've heard of Neuralink, brain-computer interface, where your brain connects directly to internet. Why do you need a phone at all? Phone just connects you with some intelligence, some access to compute, database, etc., right? Which is the internet. It comes straight to your brain. You just think and it happens. I mean, obviously the Indian yogis, Maharishis also achieved that. That's called telepathy. They could also mentally be so evolved that they could achieve so much. But now this technology will be available to all of you next 10 years. So how to be a human will change dramatically, and we are not ready for it. We don't really comprehend it yet. No policy making, regulation, government is ready for it, and it will just hit us. It will come very fast. If it took 30 years for mobile phones to go from 0 to 4 billion, it will not take more than 5 years now, 5 to 10. My view is to 2035 will all be AI enabled and will not be able to live without AI. Just like today we cannot live without electricity. The day we have a power cut, we struggle. So same thing would be with AI. So intelligence would get to everyone.
Interesting, very interesting. Okay, so Mr. Vishwan Singh, so you being a storyteller, right? You think how AI is gonna, improve the creative process, but without diminishing the human touch?
I think humans are very egoistic. They like to be on top of things. So they will keep, trying to beat AI at some level. That's maybe raise your standards. But I have two views on it. In the sense that ChatGPT version of AI, I think that's empowering for creativity. But the social media part or the matter that you look, that is turning you captive. So what happens is that when you read or look at a particular kind, the AI is just customizing everything for you in that particular way. And suddenly you are just in a cage. You have to make some sort of an attempt to get out of that loop, to see something beyond that customization that is coming to you. And it has to be a very conscious effort. So I feel that part is turning you into a slave or making you very, very cocooned, in one kind of thinking, and then you just become very rigid, or you are just, a certain kind of creativity is just coming to you. But ChatGPT is definitely an enabler for creativity, and like discussions are an enabler for connectivity, traveling is an enabler for creativity. So similarly, an interaction with ChatGPT or these versions are an enhancer. So you have to understand that what is killing your creativity and what is enhancing your creativity. I look at it like that.
Oh, so another question for you, right? Do you think, in fact, I think me and Kunal were discussing it a few days back, right? Do you see that using AI, right? You see some of the work of deceased filmmakers or actors being revived, and that happens. Is there any legal implications around it today, or do you see any downside to that?
So currently, I don't see any, because one of the successes of any technology is before regulation comes in. I think that's where America has been very successful also, whether in earlier technologies also, whether social media or anything. So currently we are in that space in filmmaking where we can really go to any extent, and there is no regulation which will hamper us or stop us. And I believe that film industry will go through a disruption. 70-80% of look at what the film industry is. 70-80% of the cost is a film actor's cost. Only those movies are doing well which are of 3 or 4 actors in cinemas. Rest, no movie does well. And those actors are also feeding you. I mean, what do you get? The only movies that you're getting is Pakistan, ISI, someone jumping from the train. And that's all you're getting. So you're also kind of, it's caging you. So this will disrupt industry, because you can make so much better movie using this technology without that 80% of the cost that you're So technology usually they say gets down the cost by 10x. We are contemplating something very interesting, that we have created characters, and maybe we go down to the social media post and say, choose your superstar, and maybe we use that phrase. For example, during COVID, you watch Korean shows, you watch all kinds of shows. You wouldn't look for a superstar or anything. I mean, for that matter, you wouldn't even know whether that guy was an AI guy, generated guy. But they were so successful. So it is going to be disruptive.
Okay, so that means we're going to see, we might see Mr. Rajesh Khanna and Tigers in the high 10.
I mean, a different Rajesh Khanna, yeah.
Thank you, sir. So I think for you, I think I'm going to ask for a few tips, especially for the business owners here, and in fact for myself as well. What are 3 quick tips if somebody has to start an AI transformation at their organization level, especially for a non-tech organization, be it school or an institute or a community or a small startup?
Yeah. So I think the adoption of AI has been already so much high, and everybody is thinking about AI first model, either it is a retail company or even a small business. So, and experimentation is also very easy in AI these days. It hardly take a day or two and you have a pilot project ready. But when you think about taking that project to the production, or you are thinking to get the actual business value, that's where the first question comes into the mind, like, have you defined the original business use case for your project? Do you have the real clarity on the value proposition or what ROI you are expecting from the AI application? So this is the first thing we always discuss with our customers and CXOs, like define your business objective clearly, like what you are expecting from the AI. Otherwise, we can see lots of memes these days on LinkedIn as well. So if we are putting every AI on everything, it will end up with nothing. And second thing, the main part, we need data for AI. So we need to define a very strong data strategy. So the businesses must need to ensure like they have access to the clear, relevant, and the decent amount of data for their use case. And now we are talking about the regulations, compliances as well. So every industry or the business must need to be aware about the compliance or the regulations or the responsible kind of model we are thinking about. And the third tip, maybe I will recommend to have a right solution partner, because AI is a very ever-evolving or dynamic field, and if we cannot have all the talent in-house, or we cannot build team from scratch. And if you will end up with the wrong partner, and I assume like you will end up with getting the wrong application as well. So it's really important to have a clear business objective, value proposition. Second is the data. You must have a valid data for your business. And I always emphasize like we need right data for the use case, not the perfect data. Sometimes we focus too much on the data, like I want perfect data for my use case, but that is not again the case. And the third thing I would say, like the right technology partner, because that's where you will get the best consultancy and the best education for the right solution which is required for your business. And to be honest, if I explain about our business, more than 30% customer we avoid to implement AI. So let's say if Kunal is coming to me and discussing one use case, and he is trying to resolve that use case with AI, but we sometimes say no, this is not an AI relevant use case. Maybe you can just solve this problem with normal business rules or the digital transformation only, but AI is not for everything for sure. So that's why we need to have a strategic business planning where we need AI or where AI will be harmful as well.
Very interesting. So that means, all the FOMO out there where the memes or the articles are coming that, the companies gonna simply perish away if they don't even use AI, right? I think we can be kind of relaxed about it, right? Nothing, everything doesn't have to be AI driven, right? That's what I want to say, right?
Yeah, exactly. So everything cannot be based on AI. Now, although AI has matured a lot, but these days it's something like that. Every person, or even if there is one the shopkeeper, he's also thinking about AI. He doesn't know like what is AI, what value I can generate from AI, but yes, he wants AI. So this is how the market is going. So that's why the more efforts we have to put on the education of the customer. We have to educate to the customer like no, AI is not good in that particular case. Even Gartner is also saying in the recent articles, the AI is not the sole solution first of all. It should be a combination of with other things. So that's where the right technology partner or the consultant comes into the picture, and it's obviously a collaborative job.
Thank you so much, Ankit. So Kunal, if you have to give 5 unexpected predictions from AI in the coming years, what would those be?
So digital spouse, can you imagine you don't have to argue with your spouse anymore? You take a robotic from some robotics company puts together a robot and then gives a skin like humans, and you can customize the skin. It could look like any male or female celebrity, actor for that matter, with the AI brain from your social media. So it talks and connects with you on the things you believe in. So there is, what a beautiful relationship. Though you'll learn nothing new, you'll never fight with your digital spouse, but yeah, that's one thing which is coming in the next few years. Second is your brain is constantly connected with the internet. Can you imagine? Already we are spending hours and hours on social media looking at random things we don't need to look at, right? So imagine in your brain, now constantly connected to internet, you're constantly driven by the thoughts coming to you. Your thoughts are constantly, so we are doing opposite of what human purpose of life is, which is to still your mind go inwards, right? We are actually just losing attention and just connecting to internet and looking at random stuff all the time. We are fed right or wrong things. Third would be the virtual reality would become real. In metaverse also there would be, can you imagine right now I'm sitting here physically, I could have an avatar of me, a copy of my brain, copy of my neural network in a metaverse of Facebook or something, and one more copy of me in a physical body on Mars. This is not only 10-20 years away, not too far. This will happen in our lifetimes. So you can have multiple agents, multiple clones, multiple bodies, like he was saying, multiple celebrities. I'll give you an example. I mean, I'm just extrapolating what you might have thought of or not. Imagine my life right now. I did something in the morning, I'm here. In the evening, I'll do something else. This is my day-to-day life. Imagine this gets live recorded through the cameras and all the screens around us. And in the evening, by the time you get home, and if there's enough drama in my life, let's say in the morning, I do X, Y, Z, during the day I do some positive, negative, certain things. In the evening, he would have produced an AI-driven film in which instead of me, it would be Irfan Khan or Shah Rukh Khan or Rajesh Khanna face with my body and rest of the actions. So you connect with a story that is real. It is the real live Big Boss with the which is being generated live. Can you imagine such content being created? So robots around you, relationships. Already we are spending way too much time on phones than we are spending with each other. So imagine, and phone is just a 5-10 inch stupid screen. Imagine when AI comes in, when it becomes more manipulative, more dopamine releasing and more engaging. How would it look like? So tons of things are going to change dramatically. Most not for good eventually for humanity in my view, but that is inevitable now. It is genes out of the bottle, we can't put it back. So a lot of changes, let's see where it goes.
Very interesting. Thank you, Kunal. So, moving on to Mr. Pushpal Singh. So you did a campaign for drug menace in Punjab when you went to Khatkar Kala by foot, right? So do you think AI can actually bring in any societal changes and help with drug menace in coming years?
I mean, it can add to it also. So you don't know where it goes, but if it is used in the right direction in a certain way, like manipulative way, to achieve a goal, it can. Yes. I mean, it's technology. It's an enabler. I wish it could work for me, but I'm going to do round 2 in December again, the next 100 kilometers. And maybe we will try to use some analyticals and try to reach out, because everyone has a phone now, everyone has a phone. So let's see how we achieve that. But I'll tell you coming back to the film part of it. The drastic change, I'll tell you, my co-founder was in Morocco. And he called me up from there. He says, I'm looking at the Ben-Hur sets, the Ben-Hur movie. He says, what crap is this? He says, with AI, this is now a different level. And I said, that's a classic. But he says, see, this is the difference now that which movie making will come in, will come into movie making and all that. So yes, it's there.
Thank you. And so, Viral, on the flip side, right? Do you imagine any doomsday scenario? Do you see AI as a threat to humanity?
I think eventually it is. I truly believe that. I've tried to think many ways otherwise, but I've not been able to come up with a scenario where it does not become doomsday, because the reason is this. Humanity as a whole, individually we are okay. I'll think best for myself, at max my family, at max my community. But collectively as humans, we are the most irrational species around. We've been fighting since inception, right? We've been fighting, we're destroying the only habitat we have. The climate changes because of us. We are killing each other. We are doing a bunch of things which are wrong. So frankly, I think AI is the intelligence that can and will take over. Humans will lose control. I do not think AI would listen to humans, and because of the true nature of AI, it would be highly logical. It would not. So the moment humans start losing control at some stage, this could happen in 10 years or 50, I don't know, timing is a question. But eventually I think the doomsday is that maybe as humanity, we will struggle and will not stay in control, and AI would take forward. So there is a doomsday scenario out there, I believe.
So can I add a line to it? So what I understand, extending, that the current difference between humans and AI is the autonomy part of it. Right? We are autonomous, right? We can take our decisions, which AI currently can't. I mean, that is the only difference between humans and AI. Otherwise they're generating the ideas, everything in a very similar way. And once, if that barrier is broken, that's where I think lies the danger. Currently it's the autonomy that is just separating us as human intelligence and artificial intelligence.
And also, if I add one more into that, I think the over-reliance. So we have the now over-reliance on the AI. We are dependent on AI for most of the things into our day-to-day routine. So that is again killing the creativity and the human logical ability. We more trust what ChatGPT is saying maybe rather than our own thoughts. So this is how now we are working as a human. We feel like ChatGPT is better than me.
Very interesting. So guys, we are running out of time. I actually have a lot of questions. I'm learning a lot today. But I'm quickly going to move to 2 smaller sections I have. So one question each, 5 side, have to answer in 1 or max 3 words. Kunal, for you, what is that one AI application or use case you think will be widespread in next 5 years?
Replacing human relationships.
Okay, fair enough. Kushal sir, for you, if you could have any AI tool to help with your writing process, what would it be?
It hasn't come up till now.
So, again, coming to you, what advice would you give to young entrepreneurs looking to dive into AI in 3 words?
So maybe first is like solve the real use case. Don't just adopt the AI for the sake of AI. And second, maybe have the partner. Don't try to do everything alone. And third, maybe invest time in continuous learning. So I think these three things we need to do.
Great. Yeah, thank you. So we'll quickly open up for the question if there are any. Do you see anyone? Okay. I think all good then. So thank you guys. Thank you for your time. And we all are looking forward to see more use cases of AI in our lifetime. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you to the panel for throwing light on the importance of AI in the present as well as the future.